This is FanStream Sports.
Can I please have your attention? And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who would know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you.
Yes! Here we go!
I guess I want to take this opportunity to tell you a little bit about my pants.
Oh, yeah. Welcome into the COLBY, SAPP, and INDYCARTIM show. That show that you've tripped and fell and splashed into like that bad mud puddle that you may have hit sometime yesterday. Look, if you want to communicate with us, then do so on the FanStream Sports hotline, text line. It is 214-937-0569. If you are watching via live right now, comment down below anywhere you're at. Hit the like button. That's how the algorithm's fed to get us to other people so we can annoy them as much as we annoy you. The people that are annoying you, I am Colby Sapp, along with a guy that's bobbing and pointing at himself like he's EO Sky. It's INDYCARTIM.
Look, Colby, I'm a DJ.
Mm-hmm.
Hammy T, available for parties.
Yes.
Means I plug in my iPod and I just play my playlist.
Right. And you'll get annoyed really, really quickly.
Yeah, when Engelbert Humperdinck shows up at your party that I'm playing as a DJ, you're probably going to be annoyed.
Right. And then the next thing you know, it switches into his bath time tunes, and all you hear is Michael Bolton.
Oh, no, it's my bubble bath playlist, Colby. You have to get it right.
Bubble bath playlist.
My bubble bath playlist for when I'm needing to relax and chillax a little bit.
Right.
Plug into the speaker because I don't do Bluetooth. I think it causes cancer. I plug into the speaker. Light some candles, turn off the lights, turn on the little bitty LED wire lights I have around the window over my bath.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Get out the Mr. Bubble with a little bit of Calgon because I like the scent. I like the way it feels on my skin.
So it can take you away.
And then it takes me away in the dark with the candles. And I've got Kenny Rogers, Lionel Richie, Michael Bolton, a butt ton of Celine Dion, some Anne Murray. Oh, man, I go all out.
I wish I could go back in time to before you started that to just say,
I'm a catch, Colby.
You know how I know you're gay? And then let you go ahead and finish all that you just said.
Hey, the lady visitors that come to my house enjoy it as well when I treat them to that experience.
Well, you know what?
Mostly it's because I'm leaving them alone in the bathtub.
Right. Not trying to get your grubby paws all over them.
They like my grubs.
Well, let's go from there to tell the truth. So this past weekend, I had an experience of epic proportions.
Like my penis.
No, it was Friday night, and I was like, all right, time to go ahead and start heading to the bed. Let me go. I just like, but you reach that point where you need a little something to snack on.
I hate that.
So, to go back in time a little bit before this, I thought there might be something wrong with a tooth that I had, but the pain was kind of floating around. So I thought it could have been my sinuses too. Right. So, because it wasn't always concentrated on like one tooth, like it could be the back tooth on the bottom, then it's the back tooth on the top, and it was just floating around.
This story is already making my head hurt.
So speed forward to Friday night, I was like, you know what? So I just grabbed a slice of tomato, put a little.
Okay. Did you melt some cheese on it?
No, just put a little seasoning salt on it. Called it good, and went to bite into it, and then it reached the back of my mouth, and I guess that was the last straw. The last thing that it could possibly take was this little piece of kind of tough tomato. Not even real tough, kind of tough. And it gave way. An immediate immediate pain.
Tooth pain is the absolute worst.
Immediate pain. Now, this is Friday night, right? There is absolutely nothing I can do at this moment
No.
because there's nobody to go to. So I had a fitful night trying to go to sleep, and nothing was happening.
Did you take anything though?
I mean, yeah,
Like in your house?
took some Tylenol,
Okay.
but that didn't really help, Tim.
No, I can imagine.
Didn't really help. It was that deep, like,
Was it throbbing?
cutting pain of like just almost cold sensation of ow is all I can describe it as. So Saturday, I get up and I'm waiting on, some places to open.
Yep. So did you sleep at all? Were you able to sleep at all?
I think I slept for a little bit,
Okay.
just because I had worked that day, so I was a little tired. So I think I did sleep. I couldn't tell you that I did sleep. It was one of those where it's like some time may have passed with my eyes closed and I actually went to sleep, but I didn't know if I did or not. So I am now like going through and I'm calling people and trying to set up an appointment and nothing's happening. So I say, F it. I'm just going and I'm going to every place and I'm going to look people in the eyes, right? And they'll see how much pain I'm in and somebody will figure something out. So I got a hold of one place and they were really good. Not going to give out information,
Right.
but they were really good at what they were doing. And they were like, look, they didn't take my insurance.
Oh.
It's like crap. They said, it's okay. We can look at you and it's only $50 to look at you, do the x-rays and everything and find out what's wrong. I was like, all right, cool. So I did that. They did the x-rays and all of that. And then they're like, okay, well, your wisdom tooth, your back wisdom tooth it needs to be removed. Okay. I kind of figured that, but yeah. All right. They said, and he comes in and he's like, look, here's what we do now with wisdom teeth when we remove them. Once it's removed, we pack it full of bone graft or whatever it is, and then put a membrane on top of
I was
it.
going to say spinach.
And that we fill the hole with that so that because the wisdom tooth goes all the way to your jaw. So they have to fill it with something. It's not just like pulling your top wisdom teeth, right? And they fill it up or whatever. So the pulling of the tooth was $300 and something. The filling it with bone stuff was like $900.
Oh my God, that's expensive bone stuff.
Like, oh dear. Well, like most people, I don't just go around with that much money in my account to just freely give to somebody.
Yeah.
So I end up, I am immensely in pain. And I am filling out finance paperwork because I'm not going anywhere else. Yeah. I'm not going anywhere else and trying to find a place that accepts my insurance. This is bad. I'm at a high level of pain. This is just happening. Get approved, all of that, and they immediately get to work. Like immediate. I'm like, cool. I didn't have to wait any longer. Oh, wow. They're like, here you go. I mean, I filled out the stuff on my phone.
Yeah.
Like sitting in the chair that they're going to yank the tooth out. So they come in and the dental assistant, she comes in and she starts rubbing my gums and stuff with this jelly stuff.
To numb it.
To numb it. Here's one of the reasons why I won't give out their name. I don't know, but maybe they should market the flavor of this particular stuff. It's either that or she was trying to give me a treat.
Oh. Because
this stuff tasted like vagina.
Huh.
Like, seriously.
Like good vagina or bad vagina?
No, like it's fresh out of the shower, but things are happening.
Oh, so medium vagina.
Yeah. No, hadn't been out all day, hadn't run a marathon, nothing like that. No. It's just, oh hey, well, all right. Kind of tastes a little bit like maybe licking a liquid 9-volt battery. This is kind of cool. But it had a slight fruity taste to it too. I'm guessing it was the other part of the gel.
Oh no.
Right? So I thought immediately then it's like she had this glove stored somewhere else, is what I thought.
In her butt.
No, obviously her front butt, Tim.
Oh, poor Colby. In your moment of need.
In my moment of ultimate pain, my brain is wondering if she stored this glove in her front butt.
In her vagina.
And
Her queef pocket.
yeah. So then the doc comes in and he's like, as I'm like numbed, through, he goes, now we noticed that you came in alone. I'm guessing that you drove yourself, right? And I was like, yeah. He's like, all right, so this is the moment where I offer you sedation. And I said, that's going to require more paperwork and probably more money, right? And he was like, yeah, we have to offer it because it's a wisdom tooth. And of course, I'm like, no, because I don't have time for more paperwork. I have to drive myself home. You're not sedating me. Okay. And also, do you do the sedation or does I have to wait till Monday to do this? I feel like a little bit like I've been set up.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, no sedation. This thing's coming out today, right now. And he's like, cool. All right. So then he gets started and he's got he starts doing the shots to the gums for the more anesthesia localized. And then he comes in and he starts just ripping at the back tooth, which I can't feel anything, but I can hear everything.
Dude. I was just thinking the sound would be just as bad as the feeling, I think.
And when he gets it unlocked from its spot, a giant crack in both ears.
Oh, God.
In both ears. And so he gets it out, and he's like, all right, tooth removed. And then he starts packing in the bone graft or whatever. I'm like, okay. Then comes the membrane, to which the the dental assistant actually got caught in the little spit sucker for a little bit.
Throw up.
But then got it back in place. And I'm like, all right, that's cool. I guess we're done. No. Comes in with needle and thread to suture that bitch shut. Holy. I couldn't feel it, but the thought of needles going through both sides of my gums, pulling a thread through, and then locking them together.
You asked for that, though.
Was insane. Because I could feel a little bit of not a lot, of the thread going through my gums, right? And have you ever taken the floss and gotten it too close to your gums and been like, oh, that feels weird?
I can't do floss. It grosses me out.
This feels weirder when it's going through.
Inside.
Yeah. Through that situation. So everything's done. I'm like, all right, now this is in Coppell. I live in Euless, so I've got a little bit of a drive to go. Everything's wrapped up.
You didn't have anybody that could drive you home.
I drove myself.
So
you
can't take the stuff, have someone come pick you up and come pick your car up the next day.
No, I'm done. I'm bullheaded and this is happening now and I'm getting it done. The drive home, the localized anesthetic started to wear off to where I realized that I still had gauze in my mouth and stuff, and I could feel it now. And I could also feel an immense world of pain start to happen as I'm driving home.
Huh.
And now this coupled with the fact that I hadn't really had a whole lot of nicotine because of the whole mouth situation. And so I'm on a different level of Incredible Hulk angry, in pain. I tell you, the drive home to make it there, I beat the absolute F out of the steering wheel and dash. I looked like an insane madman passing people on the freeway. I know I did. I wouldn't, looking back, if I'd have gotten pulled over and a cop asked me, am I okay?
Oh my.
I might have told him no, but I'm just going to make it home. Because if you can imagine being passed by me, bearded, all the situation going on, and being passed by, the black car and doing 95, beating the F out of the steering wheel and everything else around me, just so the pain would subside for a second.
Yep.
So I can concentrate on, by the way, still doing 95. Must have been a sight.
Oh my gosh.
To
Why would it
behold.
be different than any other day you drive, Colby?
Must have been a sight to behold.
Holy mother of God.
So that was my Saturday.
Yeah, because I texted you when I was in the Thunderbolts with two of the kids. And I was like, hey, guess what? We're watching Thunderbolts. And you didn't reply right away. I was like, maybe Colby's working today. And then you replied something about, yeah, I just had wisdom teeth pulled.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, crap. Guess
Yeah.
I won't be talking to Colby today. I didn't know you did it with no anesthesia, though.
They didn't put me out.
I
No.
would never do that.
All right.
I like to get put under when I just have my teeth cleaned.
Here's the kicker to my day, my Saturday. The kicker. I get home, take some pain medicine because feeling a little bit better. By the way, I got home and Sybil had to go get my pain medicine for me. And me and the dog are just wearing a track in the living room, pacing back and forth because I can't do anything about the pain. She gets back. I take the pain medicine and immediately everything calms down. I zonk out. And I wake up, and that's when I think you texted me and whatever. And then I start feeling a little bit better, whatever. I jump on the game for a second. And in the middle of the game, I'm looking at Facebook, and my wife posted a memory from 11 years ago, whatnot. That was our anniversary day.
Oh, my God.
All that was going on, I had forgotten our anniversary.
Like, did you remember it earlier in the week and you just forgot it was that day because of all that happening?
Yes. No,
Okay.
I was saying we needed to make plans,
Okay,
blah, blah,
all right.
blah. But yeah, just
Okay, that's excusable, though.
I forgot. No, see, Tim, look at me. I don't forget things. I don't forget stuff like
You were
that.
in pain.
That doesn't happen though.
But it affects your brain. A pain affects your brain.
I'm the guy that when people have questions about stuff, I'm usually the guy they ask about stuff.
Yeah.
And I forgot. I felt so bad.
Still upset.
She was not.
Or did she understand?
She understood more than I understood. I was more upset at myself than, of course, she was.
Good.
That's how great she is.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No.
Colby,
so-
I remembered your anniversary. Happy anniversary, by the way.
Yeah. So there you go. There was my Saturday. I may have taken
Dude.
too long on my storytelling, but there you go.
Dude, that is insane. I mean, I hate tooth. I have horrible teeth because I didn't take care of them when I was younger.
Right.
Did the braces thing, straighten them, had a couple of extra ones I had to have pulled, but I was never a stickler for brushing my teeth like I was supposed to. And I have horrible teeth even today. So I suffer usually from, because I've had whole teeth fall out that I've never gone to the dentist about. Right. So I just have I still have exposed nerves. And if I eat the wrong way, sometimes it hits like that. It just hits you. So I'm familiar, and it is not a fun thing to do. Have to go through, man. Ugh.
It's not. It is
Oh, that's
not.
the worst.
So there you
Sorry
go.
about your Saturday. I had a fun Saturday. We watched Thunderbolts. Maybe we can get
Mhm.
into that a little bit later.
I think I may have taken up your what day is it time, brother?
Well, real quick, let me throw a couple at you, Colby, because
All
there's
right.
a couple of
Hey, Tim.
hey, Colby.
What day is it today, bud?
Oh, man, I'm glad you asked. I didn't know we were going to do an actual intro, but I certainly will. As Colby, again, we'll make it a short one because
We have sports to talk about.
we got a lot of freaking sport. Hey, look, it's 2023 still. We do have a lot of sports to talk about. By the way, everybody, we will get into Cowboys schedule release here in just a few minutes. But I felt it notable, Colby, that today is National Buttermilk Biscuit Day. Is there anything better than a warm, freshly baked buttermilk biscuit? Even if it's just the biscuit, nothing on it. No butter, no jelly, no grate, no nothing. Just the biscuit.
I mean, that's amazing. But, of course, you're still going to try and top it with something.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you don't, by itself, it is awesome. It is also, Colby, Receptionist Day. So all of you women out there, that's your favorite job.
Or men.
Well, it's receptionists. Men are the bosses, women are the receptionists.
No, that's not always true.
That's how America works.
Mm-mm.
So happy to all of you women out there. Happy day. It's your day. Colby, it's Bond with Your Dog Day.
Every day.
And I did a little bonding with my dog over the past few days. As we don't have time to get into that story, but I will get into that with you guys as my dog had a traumatic experience, maybe eating something he wasn't supposed to.
Oh, no.
Outside. And somebody had to pull it out of his butt. That's all I'll say. We'll get into it later if we have time.
A peach? Was it a peach seed?
Well, nope. Nope, was not something that should have been edible at all. Well, not peach seed. I guess you don't eat either. But, yeah, if we don't get into it tonight, maybe we'll get into it next week to open the show because it is definitely story worthy. So bond with your dog, everybody. I did a lot of that. It's Dance Like a Chicken Day.
I was in a mosh pit with a
Got a full-blown chicken suit.
That's right.
I used to have that. I don't know where I have it anymore. I'm sure I got rid of it because now we just have this. Yep. International Chihuahua Appreciation Day. Nobody should appreciate a Chihuahua.
Oh no, the owner appreciates the Chihuahua because the Chihuahua loves the owner, hates everyone else.
Good. I hate Chihuahuas. I think finally, Colby, it is National Bruce Day. Not Bruce, like the ELO song.
No,
the actual name Bruce. And for some reason on the graphic,
chins could talk.
On the graphic here, they show a dude in a man bun.
No.
All Bruces have man buns.
No,
I mean Bruce Banner,
Bruce Campbell,
Bruce Campbell,
yeah, Bruce Willis,
Bruce Wayne.
I mean, Bruce should not be.
It's not man bun worthy, right?
It's not.
Huh. Well, there you go. Here's your what day is it? I wanted to blow through some of those real quick.
Nice.
So what that means, Colby,
is it's time
for everybody's favorite segment.
The Colby SAPP and INDYCARTIM Sports Report.
I missed my cue.
Tim, we've had a lot of things happen in the world of sports, and we've had hockey, we've got football, and we've got a basketball a-doings. And
what's first?
You know what? I'd like to get into we almost might need a full segment for the Cowboys situation.
Probably.
So why don't we move that to the 8:25?
Okay.
Have the Cowboys there.
All right, you guys, we will talk Cowboys schedule release and maybe do some predictions for you. Some early off-season predictions now that we have the full schedule at 8:25. How's that?
The Stars and the Jets got cooking a little bit as the Stars take a 3-1 lead with a Hattie happening again. That's amazing.
By another Finn.
The
Winnipeg Jets were focused on one Finn to stop him, but another one of the Finns jumped in with a Hattie and Michael Granlund. Another deadline deal for the Stars.
Looking really good.
Tim Neal looks like a genius right now.
He does look like a genius right now. It's probably between him and our boy over at the Rangers who's got the best control over their team right now. So, man, playoff hockey's great.
Love playoff hockey.
I actually prefer this series right now over the lengthy one against the Avs.
Me too.
Because it doesn't take as much Tums to get through it.
Yep.
So kind of good with that.
Well, and the Stars had a little bit of trouble with the Jets in the regular season.
They did actually had a losing record against the Jets this season.
And the Jets are your number one seed in the West right now. So the Stars kind of taking care of business. And the difference for me, Colby,
I'm not a hockey analyst,
Mm-hmm.
but for me, the Stars, the difference in this series has been in goal.
Yes.
And I love this matchup with Connor Hellebuck, the best goaltender in the regular season up in Winnipeg. He's going to win the Vezina. He may win the Hart as the MVP of the whole league. That is a distinct possibility. Unfortunately, for him, he does not have a great postseason personal record. And don't forget, in that Four Nations face-off, Hellebuck was your USA starter.
Yep.
With Otter backing him up. So it's fun because you get the Dallas Stars fans at home when Otter's winning the game yelling, Otter's better. And just going off on that because up in Winnipeg, they did the same thing when Hellebuck was ahead, but it was Connor's better.
Right.
So the Stars fans responded with their Otters better chant. But this is just a fascinating matchup, man. And game 4 last night, Stars 3-1. They lead the series now 3-1. And the poor Winnipeg Jets had zero chance in that game. The Stars were in their end. The offensive forechecking, the defensive forechecking, they couldn't. The Jets couldn't get in the zone, and they got a late power play. By the way, I did not like this move by our captain Jamie Benn with about 4 minutes to play, with a scrum in front of the goal, comes flying at full speed out of nowhere and just dive bombs the whole pile. 2-minute roughing major, and the Stars were up 3-1. And you don't want to give the Jets any reason for hope, any chances, because with that amount of time left, and I'm shocked they didn't, you could have pulled your goaltender up and been up 2 men, needing 2 goals with 3.5, 4 minutes left.
Right.
And thankfully, for reasons unknown to me, they didn't pull the goalie. They didn't pull Hellebuck until after that power play was over and they didn't score. Then you pull Hellebuck. And the Stars couldn't find an empty net with a couple of attempts. But, man, the Stars' defensive prowess right now in this series it's amazing to watch. I did not see this coming.
And the whole rink is tilted.
Yeah, no matter where they play right now.
It's tilted, and that's good because that was one of the things that I felt was kind of wrong in a few games against the Avs was it felt like it was tilted in the other direction. Yeah. You constantly look at shots on goal, and you felt like the Stars were always losing the shots on goal situation. And now it seems quite the opposite. So maybe a little bit more of a run. Maybe Otter's got a little bit more, a little bit of magic going for him, gets his mojo going in the playoffs. And you don't know what's going to happen once your mojo starts going for a goaltender. We've seen it before as Stars fans and carried places that you probably shouldn't go. Yeah. And maybe we're seeing it with an actually team that right now, this may be your best team in hockey.
Well, I will tell you, after that win on Tuesday night, they are now the betting favorite to win the Stanley Cup.
Totally ready.
Over in the East, the Hurricanes are up 3-1 on the Caps. They are the Eastern Conference favorites at plus 105 to win the Cup. I'm sorry, minus 4,000 to win the series against the Capitals. I mean, that's probably going to happen. You're not going to make any money there. But Edmonton is up 3-1 against the Vegas Golden Knights.
Mm-hmm.
Which means, Colby, and this is a little scary, I'm not going to lie, we could have a repeat of last year's Western Conference Finals with the Edmonton Oilers and the Dallas Stars, which obviously did not work out for the Stars.
No.
Last year in, 6 games, I believe? So, I think Dallas is better than they were last year.
Yes, they are.
I don't know that Edmonton is as good as they were last year. So while any matchup in the playoffs for me between Edmonton and Dallas is cool because of the history. These teams matched up like 4 years in a row in the postseason back in the late 90s when the Stars were on their cup run for 99. And just the historical matchup. It's just like if they play Detroit or when they play Colorado in the playoffs. I just love the history of that. I get real nostalgic every time. So you know what? Dallas, the best team in hockey right now. They got hot at the right time.
I was a little concerned when they lost, 7 in a row coming into the postseason to end the regular season. I was a little like, what's happening right now? But now you've made it through the first round. You've got a commanding 3-1 lead in the second round, and you kind of have an idea of who your opponent will be in the third round if you get there and if they get there. But they can wrap things up in Winnipeg on Thursday night. Let's cross our fingers. I don't want to mess around with having to come back here for a game 6. Let's just make it happen.
Let's just end it. Get a little bit of rest before the next series. The other thing that happened in the world of sports is Timm feels like somehow he's been redeemed on his awful take as the Dallas Mavericks system is rigged and they get the number 1 pick, the lottery. So that means until it gets screwed up that Cooper Flagg is going to be a Dallas Maverick.
So I tried to tell y'all, I tried to tell each and every one of you guys out there when the Luka trade went down and you guys are all fire Nico. Nico sucks. Effing Nico, blah, blah, blah. I hate the Mavericks. You know what? Don't watch next year. Don't watch next year when the Mavs are making a run to the finals because you don't deserve to watch it. This was always the plan. This was always in the books. This was always the plan when the league made the Mavericks trade Luka for next to nothing. And by the way, when you guys all say next to nothing, you're forgetting about a little piece of that trade called Max Christie, who's going to be a stud in a couple of years for the Mavericks and part of their next title team. This was always part of the plan, because that's how the NBA lottery works. It is never a lottery. There is always a plan by the league for someone to get that number 1 pick. Always. By the way, the only other time the Mavs ever had the number 1 pick, Colby, do you remember when and who?
Is that Tarp? No.
Nope. 1981, their second year in existence, when they got Mark Aguirre. And all those years through the 90s when they were winning 13 and 17 games, best they could ever get was the 4th pick.
Right.
They never, and then what we had two. I forgot who we got 2 from a while back, but first time since 81. And like I said, it was always the plan. You have all these young players now. I don't know if AD is going to be part of this future plan. He was touted as the big piece from LA, right, in that trade.
Yes.
When I will tell you, I think the biggest piece from that trade was Max Christie.
You know what, Timm? I let you have all that to say Nico still needs to be fired.
Oh man, Nico's the GM of the year.
He is not.
For agreeing to all
He is a complete and
he
utter.
took one for the team.
I let you talk. Shut your mouth.
I'll pull my mic down.
He needs to be fired. He needs to be removed from office for the idiotic trade that he did. Still. Because let me tell you exactly what happened. If you think the trade went down and he was to send Luka to the Lakers for not next to nothing, but a horrible trade, and you think that the plan was given then that would make sure that the Dallas Mavericks, as long as they didn't win a whole lot and were make it into the rotation, that they would get the number 1 pick in the lottery. If you think that's what happened, you give the NBA way too much credit. Let me tell you exactly what happened. Yes. Is it rigged? Yes, it's rigged. The reason why it's rigged is because they saw how much of a just total abandonment of the top 4 now media market of their NBA team happened because of the absolute incredible befuddlery that is Nico Harrison did with this team and the inability and tone deafness of ownership to approve such an atrocious trade. They saw millions and millions of dollars of fan merch, of everything leaving this area because of one of the absolute stupidest trades that ever happened in NBA history. And because of that, this is a business, everybody. And they saw this happen and they said, you know what? We have to give them something to believe in again. In spite of the worst GM, this includes Jerry Jones, that this area has ever had in Nico Harrison. Despite his absolute idiotic nature, the NBA is reaching in to help this tone-deaf ownership try and regain a fandom. That's what happened. And belief that somehow Nico Harrison is a genius. You go look at all the firings that have happened with the Mavericks and all the people that have been let go. It's because they don't agree with Nico Harrison. Who did they agree with? Everybody else that has stepped into this NBA franchise. They've been around that long, but because they don't agree with his way of handling business, they're out. And it's not on their own accord. They're being let go. Because why? Because he can't handle people threatening his authority because he's an idiot. And he needs to be drummed out and never given another business opportunity in his entire life. Go Mavs.
Colby, that was all very eloquent, by the way. I don't disagree with much of that. I will ask you this, though. Whether it was preconceived by the league or, like you said, if it was just a product of Nico Harrison's buffoonery, tomfoolery, complete disregard for anything business sense with the team. Would you, if none of this had happened, and let's say the Mavs and Lakers, whatever, finish the season, right? No championship for either team. And the Mavs and Lakers struck a deal. Let's say the Lakers had Cooper Flag.
Okay.
And they offered him straight up for Luka Doncic here in the offseason. Just straight up, trade for trade.
Take more than that. I mean, we got more than that out of this past trade.
But I'm saying, okay, well then throw Max Christie and AD in there. You get AD, Max Christie, and Cooper Flag for Luka Doncic. Would you make that trade? If you say no, you don't know basketball.
I'm not sure.
Okay, I don't even have to think more than a second. I say yes.
Well, that's because you don't have the same faith in Luka as I do.
No, Cooper Flag is already a better defender in the NBA than Luka was, and he's not that far off, I think, from his ability to score. And I think he's a better fit on this team.
See, I don't know any of that. And as far as a better fit on this team, I understand that you do not like Luka's style of gameplay. I understand that. I do like his style of gameplay. And I am a fan of that style of game. I grew up watching one of the greatest have that style of gameplay, Michael Jordan.
He played defense.
Yes, he did. In a highly defensive era. Yes, he did. He was a great defender. I'm talking about the style of offense.
All right. Okay. All right. I agree with that.
So I can totally get down with keeping Luka and seeing what else happens with him. I was ready for that gamble. And I understand it's a gamble. But with him already having such offensive capabilities and the ceiling starting to hit with that, we've seen growth in other players that we didn't think we would see growth in, right? We saw growth in Dirk after we thought he kind of hit a ceiling.
Right.
We saw growth in Jokic because he was chubby wubby for the longest time, and still he started, toning up and having a little bit more, as he aged, realizing I can't do what I did. And with Luka and Jokic being good buds, you would think that semblance would have kicked in at some point for Luka.
Right.
And if it does, he's going to be the face of the NBA.
Okay. Let me ask you this.
If it doesn't, then it doesn't.
So if they were going to keep him, they were going to eventually have to pay him, what, $365 million?
It's not my money.
Okay. But it's their money.
Yeah. And
if you're going to make that investment in him, I have to know. I can't wait around to know. I have to know before that money's due if he's going to be a better player. I'm not paying him. I'm not investing that much money in him, my money or not,
if what we saw with Luka in Dallas this year
Right.
was the Luka of the future, there's no effing way I am paying him that much money to be a sideshow.
I mean, they kind of made him a sideshow. We now find out in the background that there was so much going on with attacking his trainers and stuff that he had, and he's had the whole time. And there was a pissing match going on. There's a reason why he was dragging his feet.
Yeah.
And it was
fat.
No, it was a fight going on in the background. So some of that may have been just, I'll show you.
Right.
And of course, this was poking at NICO being, hey, you're not in control of me.
Right.
And NICO can't handle that.
Right.
So he gets drunk at a bar and trades Luka for peanuts.
Drunk in a bar.
So
You mean the David Stern got drunk, or what's his name? So Adam Silver got drunk.
yeah, some of this is the NBA's apology to for not allowing this trade to happen.
Right.
That's some of that, because if you go back and you try and make these trades on the old internet sites and all that
It doesn't go through.
it doesn't go through. It won't accept it. So that should tell you another thing, because you can do a lot of trades in there. You're like, yeah, I made out like a bandit. And it's like, well, it matches. This didn't match. So yeah, this is, I'm ready for the next iteration of the Dallas Mavericks.
But can we just move on now?
Oh, no. Moving on will happen once Nico Harrison is no longer the GM of the Dallas Mavericks.
I don't know that that's happening.
Oh, it'll happen.
So what happens if we go into next season with Cooper Flagg and everybody
Uh-huh.
and Nico Harrison? Y'all aren't just going to watch? We're not going to watch?
Oh no,
Cooper Flagg?
I'm watching, but I'm not going to forget.
Well, okay. You either support your team or you don't.
Oh no, you can do both.
You can't support your team and hate.
The GM, yes, you
GM.
can. People do that all the time with the Dallas Cowboys.
They don't. They're supporting Jerry Jones. If you support the Cowboys, you support Jerry Jones.
There's people that love the Cowboys that hate Jerry Jones. I can love the Dallas Mavericks and hate Nico Harrison.
I still think it works that way.
No, it does. It works out
Support
fine.
the organization.
Hmm?
You support the organization.
I hate the owners. I hate the new owners. I hate the GM. I love the Mavericks.
Think Mark Cuban's regretting any of getting rid of the portion of the team? Do you think he saw any of this coming?
I mean, he didn't see the trade coming because he got a text about it after it happened.
Yeah, exactly.
And he was trying to tell them not to do it because that'd be the worst thing that you could do.
He's right.
So
He doesn't do a lot of things right these days, but he was right with that.
So Mark Cuban was tired of being able to be attacked for a sports team because he's able to be attacked a lot from other reasons, right?
All the other stuff.
So that he's okay with being a little bit less in the limelight as it comes to he's not on SportsCenter all the time, even though he still is on a lot of highlights of the Dallas Mavericks as they were showing the crowd booing and saying fire Nico and him just having his head in his hands.
And he's still in the limelight in the media because of all his business ventures and his other TV shows.
No, it's correct, but maybe you just needed a little less. You know what?
So.
I wish here's dream situation for the Dallas Mavericks.
Okay.
They fire Nico and they just give Dirk hey Dirk, just come over here.
Who's going to be the GM?
Huh?
Who's going to be the GM?
Make Dirk the GM.
He can't be a GM.
What do you think a GM does?
Everything.
What do you mean?
They put the roster together and they negotiate contracts.
Right. There's other people that can do that, but you need a face of this team that people like.
You know what they can do with him? Remember when Brett Hull was the ambassador of fun for the Stars?
No.
Make Dirk the ambassador of fun.
You need Dirk to have an official title here, and you can have everybody else kind of run the contracts and whatever around him, but he's got to be the one that goes in there and talks to him about it. He'll hate it.
Yeah, I don't think he'd ever do that.
But if you were ever wanting that extra free agent to show up and Dirk shows up to be like, I'd like to talk to you. It's done. It's done. That person's signing.
Happening.
That person's signing. So there you go. So again, NBA is rigged.
You think Jalen Brunson would have hung around if Dirk was that guy and say,
Jalen, I love you. You have to stay.
Yes. Yes.
Because that's like, to me, that was the biggest miss. And it wasn't a miss because there was no way Jalen Brunson was staying here because he wanted to go play with his dad. Play for his dad in New York. And it's worked out well for New York because they're about to eliminate the hated
the Tatumless Celtics.
The Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that was a bad let go for the Mavericks, I think was
there's been a few bad
Brunson
let goes. Grimes was a bad let go too.
He was. All right, Colby, take us a break.
Coming up next, we're doing a little good, bad, and the ugly. Then I've got the mystery shotgun that has some trailer talk. 2 trailers released that we all need to talk about. Then we'll get into the Dallas Cowboys schedule and news and notes. It's all coming up on the Colby, SAPP, and INDYCARTIM show.
Hi, golfers. INDYCARTIM here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Today's show is brought to you by Tomstown, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka, named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tomstown, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. What is turf life? It's pretty much if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things to showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there over there at that turflifeclub.com.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves. If you're going to hire an attorney, do you want some guy looking for a quick settlement and a quick buck, or do you want an attorney with some chops? Scott is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator. Been practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. He is a peer-reviewed AV preeminent rated civil trial lawyer. They just don't hand out those classifications. He's been the lead class action counsel on many complex consumer protection cases and has handled hundreds of serious personal injury cases. He's dedicated his career to protecting injured victims and is committed to vigorously representing you. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. Personal injury and personal attention. Call for a free case evaluation. That's 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. The Jeeves Law Group.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the Colby, SAPP, and INDYCARTIM show right here on FanStream Sports. I'm INDYCARTIM.
What up?
That guy over there, Colby, SAPP. We are in the same room. We just have like different angles and stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
It's all about the angles, Colby, is what they
That
tell
is.
me. Taking the selfies and the showing my boobs and stuff on my only beards. We're live from the FanStream Sports Studios here in North Dallas, talking a lot of sports, a lot of not sports, We do have Cowboys talk coming up for you as the schedule release. 2025 schedule was released just moments ago, and we will break that down for you here on the Colby, SAPP, and IndyCar Tim show. But first, before we get into all of the sportsy stuff, we've got a couple of Colby, SAPP exclusive segments.
Yes, we do.
That are only part of the Colby, SAPP, and IndyCar Tim show these days. Because first, Colby, we have to celebrate some birthdays.
It is that segment called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, where I go through all the people that were born today, find the people that are famous enough to make my list, and I offer that list up to you guys, along with me and Tim, as we all decide separately who is the good person, who is the bad person, and who is the ugly person. All right, starting off today, and I might have already found one of these right off the bat. Turning 63 years old today, CC DeVille.
Colby. Guitar. Poison.
Correct.
Don't need nothing but a good time. Colby, they had a huge impact on high school Tim.
I imagine they did.
Damn, Gina. For years, my favorite band of all time was Boston.
Okay.
Great 70s, now classic. Well, Poison's classic rock now too, technically. But man, when I first heard that first, get choked up, that first album from Poison, oh my God, my life was changed. Hair bands all the way. I grew my hair out.
Right.
Tried to learn to play the tambourine, didn't go well, so I wasn't about to be in a band. So I learned to play the bass in my 40s. But, man, CC DeVille could rock the axe, man. I'm telling you. I know you probably hate every little bit of what I just said.
I don't. I actually like Poison all right.
All right.
I do.
Shocking.
CC DeVille, however, probably going to go ahead and automatically put him as my ugly.
He is not. Even with the bleached blonde fro hair he had back then.
Yeah.
I don't know what he looks like now.
No,
he's not attractive. He ain't no hot chick like Bret Michaels was. All the makeup.
So going from there, passed away in 2022 is one the Goose, Tony Siragusa.
Look, I don't obviously condone anyone passing away, right? I don't applaud that unless you're like Hitler,
right,
or the Philadelphia Eagles. But I never really got Tony Siragusa. I didn't enjoy him on the air. He was good at football.
Yes.
I never really enjoyed his bit with Fox Sports, like his sideline report. I don't know, man. I just never got it.
What was there to get?
I feel like it was a big bit.
Yeah, he's a large Italian over there being just normal for him.
It wasn't good though.
No, it was good.
I didn't like it.
It was good. It felt at home over there.
No, and He's always down in the end zone.
Yes.
You never scored a touchdown, Tony Siragusa. Get out of the end zone.
I don't know what there was to get, to be honest with you.
Fine. That's fine. Okay, let me just say I didn't enjoy it. I did not enjoy his work on Fox Sports. We'll just put it that way.
And I did.
All right.
I did. Had nothing. I mean, it wasn't something where I'd like put on a social media post. There the goose goes, doesn't goose things or anything like that.
Right.
But it didn't annoy me. I was just like, yep, I accepted his place on the field.
Yeah, I don't even know that it annoyed me. I just didn't. Every time he was on, it was time to go do something else.
Nah, stuck around.
All right. Fair enough.
64 years old today, one Tim Roth.
Where do I know Tim Roth from? It sounds familiar.
He was A-Bomb in the second Incredible Hulk and in She-Hulk.
Oh, I probably recognize him from. I've seen him in lots of stuff. Yeah. But yeah, probably most recently She-Hulk.
He had a sitcom, Lie to Me.
That's where it wasn't a sitcom. It's like a cop drama.
Whatever. It's a series.
It wasn't a sitcom. Oh, Colby. Just because you didn't watch it doesn't mean it was a sitcom.
Turning 29 years old today, and Tim will automatically ask me, is that his real name? It's not. It's his on-screen gaming handle.
Okay.
Professional gamer and streamer swag.
1A or 2?
1A, 2Gs.
2Gs. That was my guess. Colby, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is that his real name, and did his mother not like him when he was born?
That is not his real name.
Okay.
That is his screen name and his gamer tag.
Okay. All right. And he's on like YouTube and all that?
YouTube, Twitch.
And you're familiar with his work?
And he's a member of the FaZe clan, which is a professional gaming squad.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. It's not the worst fake name I've ever heard.
It matches him. It really does. It looks like he tries to have swag. So,
all right. Fair enough.
Turning 54 years old today, Sofia Coppola.
Oh, that's Nick Cage's cousin.
So she's also a director.
Like her, I believe, father, Francis Ford.
That's correct.
Coppola. She's cute. She used to be cute. Is she still hot?
Yes. At 54, she is still hot.
54 is not old, Colby. I'm 54.
Wait, but you say older women, blah, 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 things that come out of your mouth.
All right, I would, Sofia Coppola. So come on over. We'll talk about it. We'll discuss it a little bit. I'm going to need something in return as tribute for, to do you. But but she's not the ugliest 54-year-old I've seen.
Definitely not.
I mean, it's a true statement.
I mean, I've seen you.
I meant girls.
Okay.
I'm a catch.
81 years old today.
Not doing her.
And probably in line for that good moniker on my list, one George Lucas.
Oh, I'm not doing him either. George Lucas, can you tell the story of America without mentioning George Lucas's name?
No, I don't think so.
No, you can't, right?
Mm-mm.
Are we going to make him an all-time good? Because he's George Lucas?
I mean, we might need to.
God, 81, really?
81 years old.
He's probably going to die soon.
I still love the stories of when Star Wars A New Hope was coming about, and a lot of the lines that ended up having to get changed because he was so wordy in his script.
Yeah.
And they were just irritated, and they just cut it. And it's how pissed George Lucas was at the line when Leia says to Han, "I love you," and he just goes, I know. And how pissed he was at that being said until when it actually got on the screen, and it was like, never mind.
Because the original line Harrison Ford was supposed to say back is "I love you too."
Correct.
And he even told George Lucas, he's like, Han Solo would never say that.
Right.
And George's like, just like it's written, like it's written. And then Harrison Ford got his way where they did one take with that. And then they were like, yeah, we'll use that one. Harrison Ford apparently had that, as he's told the stories, a lot of those run-ins with George Lucas about his character's lines.
Right.
He's like, nope, nobody talks like this. Like that was a lot in the first movie.
Turning 56 years old today, one Kate Blanchett.
She's still hot. Or was she ever hot? She's the skinny one, the skinny Kate.
Yeah, I don't count her in the realm of hot. Regal, she looks really regal. But I wouldn't count. I've never counted her in my hot category.
Yeah. Okay, I've seen her. So in Regonk, she was hot. Thought her character was hot.
Well, yeah,
like with the makeup and all that, like a girl I'd probably date. But no, when she's not made up or anything, she doesn't do anything for me. Tremendous actress, though.
Oh, yes. Again, I count her as regal.
What was her character's name? Hella in Regonk?
It was Hella.
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 She's hella good in Regonk.
Rob Gronkowski turns 36 years old today.
Oh, God. You think he's partying right now?
Of course he is. When is he not?
Has a dude ever made more of an impact on social media and just society and being more of a doofus?
I think he's so smart for playing that part the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, he was really good at football.
Yes. The fact that he just plays that part the whole time, you know that part of that's, or most of that's real him, but some parts he's just going to be like, he's got to think to himself, now what would a dude named Gronk say?
Yeah.
Right?
What's funny is, so, they had that little mini series about Aaron Hernandez, right? His whole ordeal. And they had a Gronk in that, from when his time with the Patriots, because they played together. And so the guy that played Gronk made him look like a complete idiot. Like the character, the way he was playing him was almost like a cartoon character.
Right.
So I saw somebody interview Gronk one time and ask him about that. Like, were you kind of put off and insulted that that's the way they portrayed you? He's like, oh no, that dude, and he gave the name, the actor, he's a friend of mine. We rehearsed that. I made him do that. And I thought, that's freaking cool.
That's
awesome.
amazing.
Yeah. Gronk's a good dude. I hate him on TV, but he's a good dude.
No, he's a good dude. And I don't hate him on TV at all. Go do your thing.
He's better than Syracuse.
Turning 41 years old today. A lot of people's bad in this situation. Mark Zuckerberg.
Man, how do you judge this?
He's to blame for everything, but yet Facebook.
Like, look, okay, and I don't know if I know there's all the stories about did he or did he not really come up with the Facebook, or did he steal it from somebody? I'm going to pull a Colby right now. I don't care.
I don't care either.
He's the one, you know what? Ray Kroc didn't invent McDonald's.
Nope.
But he brought it to all of us.
Yep.
So Mark Zuckerberg could be the Ray Kroc of social media. And I'm going to, you know what? I know that Facebook gets a rap and all those censorship and whatever, and he gets rolled in with all of that because it's his thing. I still think all the good outweighs the bad. I don't know if it'll be my good today, Colby, because he's got a lot of competition, but I think overall, Mark Zuckerberg's probably a good.
Turning 32 years old today. I don't really have an opinion on Zuckerberg.
I don't care.
I don't really care. Turning 32 years old today, one Miranda Cosgrove.
I know the name.
iCarly. You ever seen that show?
No, but I'm aware of it. That's the one where she did like the podcast or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never watched one, but I know that like they resurrected it recently,
They
right?
did for a little bit.
And I think the second time around she was old enough that I could look at her.
She's uber
I
cute.
mean, she's 32 now, so obviously
she's uber cute.
Right.
Like cuteness scale is so like as far as, let me explain. You got your regality, then you have like cute, and then you have how cute she is. She is like uber cute.
All
right? Now, hotness scale, different scale. But like she is cuter than like the cold, wet nose of a puppy. Cute.
I mean, she's adorable. Look at the pictures of her. Even at 32, she looks like she's 20.
Right.
Which I could get into, by the way.
And turning 29, Pokimane.
What?
Also a gamer. One of the
How do you spell it?
Pokimane.
Is that a play on Does he play a lot of Pokemon?
She does.
Oh, it's a she. Oh, let me go look that up.
She's
Colby was waiting to break that to me.
She was she's the object of a lot of
She's Canadian, Colby.
She's the object of a lot of gamers' desires.
She's half Canadian, half Moroccan.
Right.
Dude.
And you know, if this house is Moroccan.
Don't come Canadian.
That's right.
Colby.
So, needless to say, she's really good at what she does, and also she is really cute. So that puts her in the.
So Colby, not only is she extremely physically desirable and cute, I don't think she can get pregnant. She has polycystic ovary syndrome.
I didn't know this.
Oh, it's
right
when
there.
I Googled her, it said, what does
She has.
You want to blow your mind?
You don't care?
You want to blow your mind?
Yes, please.
I put in there her name and net worth.
Oh, no, stop it.
As a gamer.
$6 million. I mean, I got that in my wallet right now.
No, you don't.
Look, I can believe $6 million. I get that. To me, that's not going to blow my mind. If it was like 50, it would have blown my mind. But I can see 6.
Okay,
to me, that's not a lot of money.
But she's not top of the name to everybody. But she's got that, and all she does is wake up and play video games. That's it.
So that chick Amaranth, you're familiar with her, right? She's like the first hot. So remember, I told you when I became involved and aware of ASMR.
Right.
Amaranth was the very first videos I ever saw of ASMR before I even knew what it was. So she entered, and God, she's smoking hot. But that's all she does. She's a streamer and a gamer, and I think her net worth is like 30 to 50 million.
Okay.
She's one of the big ones. But anyway, can't wait for her birthday.
Probably going to miss it. So there you go. There's my list of people that were born today that I think are famous enough to make my list.
Colby, I had some Facebook birthdays, but I failed to log into it in time. And because of Mark Zuckerberg, maybe they're the same person.
No.
It's not letting me log in until I go through these security things, which I'm doing as I'm live securitying right now. So I can find y'all's Facebook birthdays. By the way, you guys are free to send us your goods, your bads, and your uglies. 214-937-0569 is your 24/7 FanStream Sports Studio text line. Just make sure you text your name and where you're texting from before your actual message, because we would love to make you part of the show, whichever show it is that you're watching or listening to.
That's right.
That would be tremendous. Colby, celebrating Facebook birthdays today. Spencer Beavers.
Okay.
Good friend of mine. Hit on my wife once, and we became immediate friends. I was like, dude, you can have her.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, really? It's like, yeah. And after about 5 minutes with her, he was like, thought you were my friend. Jennifer Hawkins.
Okay.
A hot. Amanda Hart. Happy birthday to you. She's a hot. Classmate Kenny Bartlett, who has a hot for a wife. Happy birthday to you. And Colby, this is his real name. He's not a gamer. You've known him since 7th grade. Lincoln Lackey. Happy birthday to you, brother.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally and foremost, maybe one of my favorite Facebook friends that I have, Colby, in the history of Facebook friends. She turns 27. Sweet, clean, innocent, squeaky 27. Allison
in Wonderland.
Sagisi.
Okay.
And I'm sure I butchered her last name because I've never asked her.
Mm.
She's a hot, Colby. I'm not going to lie to you. Can you see that right there?
There you go.
Colby. She's my amaranth. All right, there's Facebook birthdays.
All right, there you go. So you got.
Man, Colby, my good.
We doing Lucas all-time good?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll write that in. You know what I'm going to do for our all-time lists? Because I keep them in there from when we were doing it in there. When I was doing it, I did it in there for a long time.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to print out a nice list, and I'm going to hang it up on the wall so people can see. I mean, I know they can't read it, but they can at least see
that we have a list.
There. Yeah. So he's going to be our all-time good, and I can't relate others I would give you, but we don't have the list with us. Who are some other all-time goods? Can you recall off the top of your head?
Crap. No.
Me neither, but they're really good, y'all.
They're really good.
And now George Lucas joins them. Colby, I will go. Man, see, look, my rule for goods is I have sports goods, I have hot goods, and I have acting goods.
Right.
And music goods. And sometimes they all intersect. And I feel like I've got a couple of those here
However, I have to stay true unto my teenage self, Colby, and CC DeVille is my good.
Gotcha.
Tony Siragusa is my ugly.
Mm.
God, there's no doubt about that. Which means, oh God, dude, who do I go for bad? You know what? I'm going Tim Roth is my bad.
Why?
Because I can't think of anybody else. And I can't think of anything he's done that he's sustained for a long time. Like he does. Nothing he does lasts very long.
Still good.
I know, but okay. Do you want me to make swag bad?
I don't care.
Sophia, you do care because when I make somebody you like bad, you're like, can't do that.
I mean,
especially if they're a rapist or a gamer.
No. When you go after rappers just because you hate their genre, that's
okay.
That's wrong.
All right, fine. If you know what, I take back Tim Roth.
Okay.
Kate Blanchett is my bad.
All right.
There you go.
There you go.
Poor Kate Blanchett. It's your fault.
My good is holy crap.
Uh-huh.
You know what? I'm just going to go with the uber cute and go with Miranda Cosgrove as my good.
I thought about that.
My bad. Because even though I don't care, but you potentially stole $1 billion company from your buddies. I'm going to go Mark Zuckerberg. It's my bad.
I thought we just discussed that. You said you didn't care enough to make him bad or good.
Yeah, but look at this list.
I know.
But my ugly is CC DeVille. My ugly is CC DeVille.
And you know what? As a huge CC DeVille fan, I cannot argue that at all. If you guys don't know the greatness of CC DeVille, especially with his makeup off.
Right.
Because there's some of that. Then, yeah. But I agree, even as a fan.
So there you go. There is the good, bad, and ugly, making our way into the segue as it's time to transition to our favorite position. One hand on the barrel, one hand on the trigger. It's time. Ah, yes. Welcome into Colby Sapp's Mystery Shotgun. I am your host, Colby Sapp, along with Pod Racer Timm. Getting into some trailers that are happening right now in the world of things that I care about. One of them being, I need to ask you, did you do any of your homework today? Did you take the 30 minutes of life that it took to watch Kung Fury?
No, I didn't have time to do that today. I'm going to watch them both now.
Okay, well, Kung Fury 2, the trailer came out. Actually, not just
30 minutes.
The Kung Fury, the first one, is 30 minutes.
As a movie.
It is a movie.
I love it already.
It's it was kind of homemade, but done really, really, really well.
Better than Samurai Cop?
Oh.
Like production value?
Production value is better than Samurai Cop.
All right.
It's
hard to not beat that.
Let me tell you. Okay, first of all, Kung Fury is what happens if the love of the 80s grabbed a hold of you, plus a solid acid trip and a love of action sci-fi happens. Kung Fury is video game incarnate. Kung Fury ends up involving a tough cop that also knows karate.
All right.
That ends up traveling through the internet.
I can dig it.
An 8-bit looking internet.
Like Tron?
To fight Adolf Hitler and meet up with a dinosaur.
Oh, I'm in.
Kung Fury is amazing and should be enjoyed by everyone. I think this Kung Fury came out 3 years ago.
Oh, it's that current? Like that new?
Yeah. This was made for YouTube, brother.
Oh, okay.
This was made for YouTube.
Even better.
Kung Fury 2 had some things released on it a couple of weeks ago that I'm just now catching up on.
It's the same people?
It's the same people. They, of course, from Kung Fury, they got a little bit more money behind them.
Oh, funding.
Yes. And it's kind of in development hell, but there was some leakage that happened.
I hate when that happens.
Kind of like when Deadpool was trying to get created.
Okay.
They had some leakage onto the internet showing people what they're missing because of, well, what's happening, with big business and all that and getting involved. So Kung Fury 2 had a lot of things leaked onto the internet. Basically a lot of plot points, which, by the way, to say that Kung Fury has plot points is dreaming a little hard.
All right.
But there was some things in this new leakage where President Schwarzenegger makes an appearance.
He can't be president. He's not American.
Oh no, he can in Kung Fury 2. They also had the bad FBI agent that breaks all the rules become a buddy cop with the cop that breaks all the rules. As
it's greatest ever.
They get the rest of the group together, including the cybernetic Tyrannosaurus Rex, the nerd that uses his keytar to control the internet. And they get back together because Hitler didn't die in the first one.
What about the dinosaur?
Oh, no, the dinosaur is there to help, brother.
Oh, this sounds amazing.
Oh, man. And it runs through all the tropes and does it with such style. I hope Kung Fury 2 gets made, even if it's only like an hour. I don't know how much Kung Fury one person can take. Right? I think 30 minutes was good.
Right.
Because it moved so quickly, it had to.
Oh, it's exhausting, I bet.
But an hour of that might be too much. But I'm willing to try for Kung Fury 2.
Heck yeah.
I am willing to try. It's so 80s video game. It's a live action 80s video game.
Oh my gosh.
But it's like of all the video games
Right,
combined,
right.
Like anything and everything that could happen. By the way, Kung Fury 2, the Hasselhoff makes an appearance.
Oh my gosh.
By the way, Kung Fury 2, the Hasselhoff's ability is he turns into the main character's car.
That's
Total-
the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Total Knight Rider trope, as David Hasselhoff is the voice of the car.
Dude.
He starts out as the Hoff and transforms into the car.
I can't believe this. I'm watching this when I get home.
So this is in Kung Fury 2, but you need to watch Kung Fury if you haven't. And everybody within the sound of my voice, get behind Kung Fury 2. Go find the linked video, like it, subscribe to that place. I'll try to, I sent Tim the link. We'll try and send it out on a tweet so everybody can get behind this thing. We need Kung Fury 2 and we need it badly. And if you haven't seen Kung Fury, what have you been doing with your life?
Colby, I never heard of it until you brought it up. Just like many things that I enjoy in my life right now. I'll have to put some still shots up here that I found online.
Go ahead.
You can see the screen, right?
Yes.
So not sure what this is about, but that looks like David Hasselhoff next to a Lamborghini Countach.
Yep.
Is that the main character?
That is the main character.
And then we have a photo of him that I found. By the way, I would have a poster of that in my room right now. Him with President Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
I love it. Oh, this is great. I can't wait.
So yeah, everybody go ahead and get in to the Kung Fury 2 action. We had a trailer released today as the trailer 2 for Superman. James Gunn's Superman got released, and I have to tell you, I'm even more excited.
Are you?
Now. I am. Couple things in the trailer that we got to see. The interview, obviously, of Lois Lane knowing that Clark Kent is Superman.
Yeah, she doesn't hold back.
She doesn't. The style of interview that's happening to where she's not just asking him questions, but arguing and debating with him.
Yeah, she's throwing him fastballs too.
She is. Really kind of dug that because it shows that Lois Lane is that style of reporter. No matter what's happening, she's gonna get you, right? And I like the small snippet of that shows that. Other things that really excited me, Terrific showing his powers. That was cool. And then Guy Gardner, Nathan Fillion, is walked through, I believe it's a park area, and he's just nonchalantly just flinging his Green Lantern powers like, this does not bother me, get away from me, showing that he's been a Lantern for a long time. And just because he doesn't have to think about using his willpower, it's just there. That's cool. The shots of Hawk Girl is awesome. The things with Lex are really cool.
He looks like he's going to be a really good Lex.
He is going to be a really good Lex. The crap, why did I just forget? Mercy. The shots of Mercy, his robotic butt with the lady with the robotic arms.
Yeah.
Mercy doing her things. That was super cool. It felt like somebody's doing Superman that knows Superman. This felt like a Superman comic book.
So can I throw something out there and then you can explain to me why maybe I feel this way?
What's that?
After this trailer, and when you combine it with what I saw from the first trailer, are they making Superman out to be just a big pussy?
He's the big blue Boy Scout.
Because everything I'm seeing is just him getting his ass kicked by everybody.
I mean, he holds back.
Is that comic book Superman? He just gets his ass kicked all the time?
Well, he comes in as the most powerful, but you have to set up how badass the other guys are. And so they run him up against Superman a lot of times.
Okay.
And then what usually happens is Superman finally gets enough and stops holding back. It's always been one of the things that people didn't like about Superman was that if you're all powerful and all of this and all of that, what's happening to you right now in this comic book?
Right.
But in order to have some kind of suspense, Superman normally gets his ass kicked pretty good. He's more times than not in a torn up, Superman costume,
right?
Or whatever,
right.
and things have happened to him, right? And then he ends up just not holding back, and then finally doing the thing that Superman does.
And I will say this too: the more I see this Superman, the more I love the costume.
Costume's good.
This is takes me back to my Superman.
This is going to be a little bit more mature look at the exact comic book version of these characters, I believe.
Good.
Do
you think that these movies cause people maybe that weren't ever into it otherwise to go back and become comic book guys?
I think this might. This is going to test how willing to accept the comic book versions of these characters if people are, because that's like with the Man of Steel. A lot of people, I heard a lot of people be upset with Zack Snyder's Man of Steel because he was killing people and things were happening. And I looked at those movies as, this is what happens if you have superpowered aliens fighting each other.
Right.
Okay, this is just what happens. If they're as strong as we, say that they are, then buildings collapse and you can't just run away from the guy that's as fast as you are, right? And when he kills Zod, I heard people left the theater when he killed Zod. And it's like, Zod was about to kill a lot more humans.
Right.
I don't know what, in that situation, what you wanted.
People left the theater when that happened because they think that's not true to who Superman is. And
correct.
These are people that are but it's a movie.
And I just looked at it as because I, of course, have read comic books where Superman has had to make the decision and end somebody. And I guess those folks never saw those comic books. And the look and pain on Superman's face in Man of Steel when he had to do that was real. But he had to make that decision. And it's a darker, grittier version than what, people wanted to see. I understand, but this is going to be a little bit lighter, but also the depth of character is still going to be there. And the sense of doom is still going to be there, because you have to have that. Just like you have to have angst in a Spider-Man movie, you have to have angst. You have to have loss and angst in a Spider-Man movie.
Right.
Because in the comic books, lost and angst is what made Spider-Man go.
Right.
Right.
And they go to big lengths to make sure they set that up in the movies for you too, to know
correct.
that. Yeah.
Correct. Pain and sadness is a lot of what pushes Superman to try and be the best he can be.
Right. And
so there's going to be a lot of that here in this version of Superman. But these side characters, I didn't notice a Mazo in the trailer, but that's another guy that I'd like to see. But again, the snippets that we saw, and of course, Crypto being in there and worked in really well.
We saw a lot more Crypto in this.
Yes. Crypto being in there and
punching people.
Right. Going after Mercy.
Yeah, it was Mercy he was going after. Yeah.
So this is I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. I'm a DC fan first, and I'm hoping that this is a first in the long line of Gunn just taking what I love and making something awesome out of it that everybody else will love too, so that I can keep seeing more of it. Because that kind of failed me with, what the WB and AT&T and all those guys did with Zack Snyder's version, where they killed it.
Yeah.
This is my chance again to get that back again and have the characters that I love get the just due that they deserve. So I'm excited.
July 11th.
July 11th.
Projected release date. All right. Well, there you go. I can't wait. I can't remember being this excited for a Superman movie since the first one, like Christopher Reeve in '79, and I was 8 years old.
Right. That's all goes
because I wasn't a fan of most. I loved Henry Cavill as Superman. I thought he was a great Superman. I just didn't like any of the movies. So
they're too dark for you.
I guess I just didn't. Yeah, I guess I just didn't like the movies. I don't know. I hated Man of Steel. If the kids weren't with me, I would have walked out of Man of Steel. It was, and I told you at the time. I think that when I saw it or when it came out, I was like, it's just too much. Like for me, it was just too much. And then the Superman versus Batman, I just didn't get it. I didn't understand that.
What if you want to go back again? They do have an extended version of Superman versus Batman, a little bit longer version of kind of a Snyder cut of that movie that does a little bit more explaining the divide between Superman and Batman.
I probably need to watch that.
So
because I loved the 4-hour Justice League.
Yeah,
it was great, man. Me and Eli made a little camp out in the living room, and we're like, all right, if you got to pee, go.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, it was 2.5 hours in before I even looked at my watch. Like we were that into it.
No, it's amazing.
That was
It's
great.
amazing. Snyder
Can't
Cut's
wait.
great.
July
So,
11th.
That's but we're past that now and on to the Gunverse. So there you go. There is Colby Sapp's mystery shotgun.
Just send us a break.
Yep.
If you want.
Coming up next on the Colby Sapp and INDYCARTIM show, we break into that Cowboys schedule and maybe do a little bit of win or loss going through the schedule. A little early predictions. And if there's time, I might even have some news and notes for you. That's all coming up on the Colby Sapp and INDYCARTIM show.
Today's show is brought to you by Tomstown, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka. Named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tomstown, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hi, golfers. INDYCARTIM here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. What is turf life? It's pretty much if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things to showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there over there at that turflifeclub.com.
JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves. If you're going to hire an attorney, do you want some guy looking for a quick settlement and a quick buck, or do you want an attorney with some chops? Scott is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator. Been practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. He is a peer-reviewed AV preeminent-rated civil trial lawyer. They just don't hand out those classifications. He's been the lead class action counsel on many complex consumer protection cases and has handled hundreds of serious personal injury cases. He's dedicated his career to protecting injured victims and is committed to vigorously representing you. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. Personal injury and personal attention. Call for a free case evaluation. That's 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. The Jeeves Law Group.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the Colby Sapp and INDYCARTIM show right here on FanStream Sports. Colby, I forgot our return music.
What up?
We are live from the FanStream Sports studios here in, dark now.
Yes.
North Dallas. It was very sunny and hot earlier, Colby. It was hot today for the first time I can think of in a while. Like 97 degrees, I think, is what it got up to today.
Really?
Yeah, it was a scorcher out there. But it is time, boys and girls, once again, to get into a little bit of Dallas Cowboys talk with another Colby Sapp and INDYCARTIM show Sports Report. Because that's what we do around here. Colby, schedule release for the Dallas Cowboys 25-25 season.
Woot, woot.
Came over the wire while we were on. Do they still do those wires?
Yes.
While we were breaking the show open, as the kids say. Low key TBH.
Yes, to be honest.
So stupid.
That's cap. It's not stupid.
Colby, we also have, in addition to the Cowboys schedule, we have the schedule.
Yes.
As I am pulling this from our buddy Zach Wolchuk, who pulled it from Brian Broaddus.
The Woolly Bully.
From 105.3 The Fan, the G-Bag Nation.
Mm-hmm.
Weekdays, 2 to 7. Is that right? 2 to 7? Yeah.
That is correct.
Colby, to open the season, week 1, the Cowboys will travel, and this was leaked earlier. I think you had this, as many did, but I never believe leaked until I see the official. Opening the season at Philadelphia. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do these as we go. Wins, losses. All right? For Colby and Tim. Week 1. Colby, this is a loss going into the Eagles. I'm sorry. I may not even watch this game. You're not going to have Diggs. Overshone won't be here.
Right.
I won't probably watch.
No, you're watching. You know.
I am going to. I have to because I have to write about it as much as I don't want to. But, yeah, I mean, I'm not even thinking about it. That's a loss against your Super Bowl champion division rivals.
Super Bowl champion division rivals. Super Bowl hangover. Go ahead and give me that crazy W.
Okay, Colby's going homer mode on us.
That's right.
Week 2 at home against the Giants. Colby, this is not your father's Giants.
No, these guys suck.
I think they're going to be better
than they were last year.
Still
sucks.
Colby at home against the Giants. Give me the L. Got an L, Colby. They're going to start the season 0-2.
Okay. I was going to do something funny here and say this is the letdown game from the big win over the Eagles.
Okay, see?
But I can't do it because it's the Giants. And they're really, really, really bad. Their defense is going to be pretty good.
Right.
Not at the beginning of the season, they're not.
All right. Not in week 2?
No.
You got to win.
That's a W.
All right, Colby, week 3 at the Chicago Bears. Go Bears. Colby, this is going to be a tough one for the Cowboys. They don't match up well against the Bears ever. The Bears still don't have a quarterback.
No, they have a quarterback. They just
they don't have a good quarterback.
They don't know what to do with a quarterback at Chicago. This kid landed anywhere else where he's rookie of the year last year.
Colby, Chicago produced a Pope before they produced a 4,000-yard passer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm sure everyone's already seen that. It's not breaking news at this point. Colby, I'm going with the first win of the season for Du Bois.
Huh. You know what? Go ahead and give me that L shape right there.
That letdown L.
There's the letdown game.
Colby, in week 4, the Cowboys travel north to play the Fudge Packers. And you know what? Jordan Love, the second best quarterback in the NFL, gets it done against the Cowboys at home.
You might be right.
To close out September.
You might be right.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, I don't like going up there early in the season, though. That's not when the Packers are doing great.
No.
That's not when the Packers are doing great. But I'll go L there.
You've got an L. I've got an L for the Packers. And then, Colby, things get a little easy for a couple of weeks, but they're both road games.
Oh, even better.
Especially compared to last year. As you get to play Justin Fields and the New York Jets. Jets. Colby, I'm sorry, but that's a win.
That's a W.
You've got a W. And then they head south on the East Coast to face Dave Canales in his second year coaching Bryce Young and the The Fudge Panthers.
I don't think that's how that works.
That's a great name.
That's W.
I've also got a W, Colby, although I think the Fudge Panthers are on the rise. Is that a thing? Fudge Panthers is a cool name.
It's not.
Colby, they return home in week 7 against the team that broke the longest drought in the NFC Championship game that's not named Dallas Cowboys. The Washington Redskin Commanders.
Okay.
In Washington. Colby, I'm marking that down as an L.
Marking that down as a W. Sophomore slump hitting that quarterback.
All right. Maybe not. Colby, they then travel north to the snowbound Broncos of Denver in week 8. Colby, I'm thinking L. I think Bo Nix, as much as I thought he was going to be one of the most overrated reaches ever in the history of the league, he might be your MVP next year.
Smoking crack.
Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos with Sean Payton right behind him, touching his butt.
Smoking a lot of crack. Give me a W.
You got a W for the Cowboys over the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
Colby, week 9, Monday Night Football. Dun, dun, dun. As the Cowboys host their former division rival and the midget at quarterback named Kyler Murray, maybe now the most overrated quarterback in the league after that guy in Chicago. How about the Cardinals on Monday Night Football in week 9?
That's a W.
I've got a double W, but it only counts once. Colby, they have the bye in week 10. They're not going to lose that.
Nope.
But they're not going to win it either. Week 11, another Monday Night Football game, this time in the desert of Paradise, Nevada at Allegiant Stadium with Geno Smith, Pete Carroll, and the Las Vegas Raiders of Los Angeles, Oakland Raiders.
Geno Smith, the quarterback for the Raiders?
Geno Smith is the quarterback of the Raiders now.
That's amazing.
Because you know who's in Seattle, right?
I done forgot.
What's his face that was in Minnesota last year? Now you made me forget his name.
Oh, Darnold?
Sam Darnold. There you go, yeah.
Okay, yeah, give me the W here.
I also have the W in week 11, Monday Night Football Raiders. Colby, in week 12, we get our first divisional rematch as you are at home against Jalen Mabobo Hurts. By the way, that should be his Chris Berman nickname. And the Philadelphia Eagles. I think by week 12, Jalen Hurts will no longer be the starter in Philadelphia.
Okay.
As he will go down in week 9 against whoever they play with a hangnail. And the Cowboys win that game.
Right now you've been splitting with them pretty good. So since I had a W at first, I got to go L here.
Oh, you're going L here. Colby, week 13 is Thanksgiving, so it's a short week after a Sunday game versus the Eagles. As Patrick Mahomes comes home to DF Dub, the 214, well, Arlington, so I guess the, 817-940?
Mm-hmm.
For Thanksgiving festivities against the Dallas Cowboys, against the Dallas Texan Chiefs. You know what, Colby? It's Thanksgiving. It's Dak Prescott, hopefully still healthy and starting. But with Danny White recently signed to the Cowboys roster to compete for the starting job, to put a little pressure on Dak, Dak has the game of his life. The Cowboys win on Thanksgiving.
I have the Cowboys winning.
Oh.
I just don't think there at some point the putting together of the Chiefs can't work.
They weren't very good last year, right? They were extremely lucky last year.
So give me the dub there.
With you. I don't know that look, we're going to do our division winners and all of that stuff and our complete picks a little bit later before the season starts.
This is early.
Yeah. But I'm telling you right now, I don't think the Chiefs win that division next year. but you have to stay tuned for whenever we do that. Colby, week 14 on the road, headed back up to the NFC Norris division.
Mm-hmm.
At Jared Goff, Dan Campbell, and the Fighting Dan Campbell Lions on Thursday Night Football. You know what, Colby? That's a win for the Cowboys.
Okay. I'm going to go W there as well.
Because I now currently have the Cowboys on a 5-game winning streak, including that straddles the bye week there in week 10. Week 15, Colby, it is the J.J. McCarthy-led Minnesota Vikings on Sunday Night Football. So it's another long week from Thursday to the following Sunday against the Vikings, who I think are going to have a tremendous fall off with J.J. McCarthy holding all of their eggs in his basket.
Okay.
It's a Cowboys win.
Wow. It's a tough one for me. This is tougher than...
It's a big unknown, really, with McCarthy.
You know what? As of right now, I'm going to go W.
Week 15 W. Colby, this is a tough one for me. At home against the Chargers and Jim Harbaugh.
Uh-huh.
And your favorite quarterback who you think just hung the moon.
Nope.
What's his name? Justin Herbert?
Yes.
I forgot his name for a second. Colby, this is one the Cowboys should win, but the law of averages tell us they won't. Home loss for Dallas against Bobby Hebert and the Chargers.
Well, I got to go W there because I hate the Chargers.
Ooh, now you've got them on a 4-game winning streak.
Woo!
Colby, and then as we enter week 17, you're going to end the season on a 2-game road swing. Week 17, Christmas Day, against the Fighting Commanders of Dan Quinn.
You got to get an L there. You're at them.
You're at them. Don't at me, bro. Colby, I've got an L. And you have an L. My L's bigger than yours.
Okay.
And then finally, Colby, to wrap things up, if you needed a cream puff opponent, but by then, they may be leading the division as you are at MetLife Stadium as Russell Wilson and the Giants. Russell Wilson. I've got a W to end the season, Colby.
Got a W there as well.
Wow. All right. So that means I've got them winning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 7. Colby is what I've got them at.
All right.
After they started 0-2, you've got them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Colby.
It's really high.
13-4 is what Colby has your Dallas Cowboys at.
I think I might be off a little bit. Homerism might be shining through early.
Here on it's early, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's right.
Here on the schedule release Wednesday.
Really on a high note, all the rest of my team seem to be doing better than what they were a little bit ago.
Absolutely.
Rangers are winning. The NBA's trying to help out the Mavericks. Stars look like the best team in hockey. Kind of feeling sports good right now. So
yeah. Well, we will again. It's super early. This is obviously just for fun. Once training camp ends, your second wave of free agency and all of that happens, is usually we do that after the last set of roster cuts, right? Before the final 53 is announced, and we'll come in and we'll do our division winners, our conference winners, obviously win-loss total for the Cowboys, our conference champions, and then the Super Bowl prediction for you guys for the 2025 NFL season. Because man, it's coming fast. That's what she said. Because that's what I do, Colby. Let's get into this because we're going to wrap things up on a high note, just like the Cowboys are next year against the Giants, with some news and notes.
Ah, yes. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, me. Thank you, you, for making it sound good. News and Notes is where I search the World Wide Web for the weird.
Internet.
And by God, I found it. Let's go to Brazil, where we're going to Rishikesh, India.
Oh.
Where a man is still looking for his scooter. So there's video of a man getting off of his scooter, walking into a store. As he's in the store, a bull saunters up to his scooter and takes off on it, pushing it with his bull legs, with his two legs on the actual scooter, with his head on the handlebars, pushing the scooter away.
As soon as you said scooter, I knew we were in for a treat. Because, of course, this harkens us back to the much older News and Notes story when the bear stole the bicycle.
Correct.
And now we got a bull riding a scooter. We got to make a movie of this.
By the way, there is video of this motorbike.
I can't.
Is amazing.
Who would win in a race?
I'm guessing that since he's on a motorized scooter, he might have a better chance than the bear on the bicycle.
Bear on the bicycle.
So,
for the love of all that is holy,
there is that. We go from there to, well, we're going Full Metal Alchemist, as scientists were trying to mimic the Big Bang using a one of those big atom colliders.
Yep.
And so what they did is they took a bunch of lead and ran it through the collider itself. So you have these lead molecules that are run through, this, make them go super fast and run into each other.
Right.
Situation. This caused the transmuting of lead into gold.
What?
So,
are we going to start investing in lead?
So, medieval alchemists often dreamed of doing this, right? Because it's known knowledge that the difference between gold and lead on the atomic level is that lead contains exactly 3 more protons.
And that's it.
That is it.
Wow.
You run it through the atom smasher, and some of those protons started leaking off of some of it.
So what happens to the extra protons? Where'd they go?
Causing lead to be made. Gold to be made. Now,
I think that's kind of a big deal.
It's extremely small amounts. Total of about 29 trillionths of a gram of gold was made this way.
Still, it's baby steps.
It is baby steps. But the fact that, can you imagine? Because this was a big deal, like back in the day of that. It was known to scientists then that the difference between lead and gold wasn't much.
Yeah, they just didn't know how to convert it.
Yeah. So the idea that you could do that and make them the most valuable item on earth at the time, lead. Maybe still now, that you could turn lead into gold. The fact is they have done it now.
Wow. In our lifetime, Colby.
In our lifetime.
I'm going to go home and look for everything lead in my house and just start smashing it together real hard.
Right. I don't think that's how that's going to happen.
That's not how it works.
That's not how that works.
Dang it.
And you've got to go almost the speed of light, Tim.
Well, I'm really strong, though.
No, I don't think you can make it there.
My hands can move, jazz hands move really fast.
Damn it. I don't think you can. So let's go from there to Lancaster City, where, man, you know what? A lot of people have said that youth today aren't go-getters. Well, I have a story to prove them wrong, as 3 juveniles, age 12 and 13, and an adult are facing robbery, weapons, and drug charges following 2 separate instances in Lancaster City. On Saturday, police charged a 12-year-old boy with robbery and conspiracy after they said he and a 9-year-old boy took items belonging to a 12-year-old girls at Colton Park. When the girls attempted to retrieve the items, the 12-year-old boy showed his handgun in his waistband.
Oh my God.
The 9-year-old boy was released to his parents because of his age. The police did not indicate if he was facing any charges. Police would not say if the 12-year-old boy that was charged was in custody. So there was that. And then police said that the Lancaster Safety Coalition helped them locate 11, 12, and 13-year-old juveniles in a home in the first block of St. Andrew Street, as they had wads of cash, marijuana, and packing materials, according to police. A safety sweep of the home yielded crack cocaine, heroin, packaging material, a gun, and some other things, all in plain view. This was all theirs. They were starting their own drug company.
Just like in GTA.
So
Probably where they learned that.
Yeah, so 12 and 13.
Wow.
That's
little entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Like to check back. We need to check back on them in about 15 years.
Correct.
And see if they're wildly successful and rich or in jail.
Well, if they're wildly successful and rich, we probably don't know that they are because it's off of all of their bad deeds or, drug dealings.
Yeah, they're probably not going straight at this late in life, are they?
And finally, the new Pope has something else now. He's got his own trading card.
Oh.
And it has already outsold one of the most popular basketball players of all time, as the Pope's card. It's already breaking records, becoming the best-selling non-sports card while also outselling Lionel Messi, LeBron James, and John Cena cards.
I didn't know that other things other than sports had cards.
So as you'd expect, the Pope's card is being scalped online, with people paying upwards to $195 per card.
Colby, I am looking at the 2025 Tops Now Pope Leo the 14th, first American Pope, on Etsy for $59.99.
It is sold over 130,000 copies, making it the best-selling non-sports Topps card ever.
I kind of want one. Should I get one?
I mean, if you want,
we can hang it up in the studio. If I can see it.
So there you go.
I would like to know what the most expensive Pope trading card ever went for, and how much was the most money someone paid for a Pope Francis trading card.
I don't know.
Maybe I need to do some show research. That's probably not going to happen though.
So, by the way, of course, you can find cheaper versions of this card on the internet as people are scalping the Pope. There you go. There's news and notes, everybody.
Wow, Colby, scalping the Pope, really? That's a heck of a way to end the show. I might make that the show title. We want to thank everyone that made this one possible. All of you idiots that tuned in online to watch us. We had a great viewership going on tonight on fanstreamsports.com, YouTube, X. We were on my IndyCar Tim Instagram page. We were on the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim Show Instagram page. Lots of stuff happening with you guys. We want to thank all of you, plus our great sponsors at Turf Life, Golf Central Magazine, Tom's Town, and Orion Golf. Thank you very much. We will do it all again on Wednesday with another Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim Show. Until then, boys and girls, y'all keep hitting them straight. Oh, wait, that's my other one.
What?
Until then, we'll see ya.